Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and we are back in the lobby bar for the week of January the 29th, 2024. Brian and Michaela here with you again, as always. And Michaela, we are in the heart of Oscar watch season. We compiled a list. Last week, we did our first ever live stream for the Oscar announcements. That was a good time. And then you got busy to work on our spreadsheet. So, how are things looking on your end?
Uh, they're looking okay. I think we're actually in better shape than we have been maybe ever before in the history of Drink the Movies. I don't know if that's really saying all that much. You're still ahead of me though. You have watched a
I
couple
am.
of films more than I. Um, and the jury is still out on some of these shorts and the animated shorts. Regal, if you're listening, get your act together. Let us know when we can go see all of those at once at one of your beautiful establishments, because I really want to do that and not
Hmm
have to search and scour the entire internet for those like 20 different movies that no one ever really gets to watch. I mean, I say no one, you're way ahead of the game because of all the documentaries this year that you've seen
True.
that made the list. So that's exciting.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think I'm 7 or 8 ahead of you as of this recording, but that's okay. We've got plenty of time. I'm about up to the end of things that I'm able to watch now until they're able to be streamed or seen at a movie theater now. So we'll see how that shakes out. But it's going to be fine. Go back and rewatch our live show if you want to. It's on the YouTube channel. That was a lot of fun doing that. We'll have to plan another live stream for the future. Maybe we'll do that for when we make our picks. I don't know. We'll have to keep that in mind. But it is the last lobby bar of January, Michaela. So that means we need to wrap this thing up with a mocktail. We've been a little hit or miss on our mocktails this month, but we've been doing our best to get some coming through to everyone. And this one is a good one. It's maybe like one of the most like classic of classic mocktails because this is perfect. Any time of year, particularly in the summer. Of course, it's January now, but who wants to think about January? We all want to think about summer, and we all want to think about an agua fresca. So, Michaela, have you ever had some agua fresca? You've been to like a fancy resort or spa or something?
Oh
Had one of
yeah.
these?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things where when you want to feel healthy, but you also want to feel like, I don't know, you're adulting.
Mm,
Um, it's or you're at the spa and you want to feel like you're just doing this really relaxing detox of the body.
yes.
Um, it's not a good idea maybe to fill it with tequila. So agua
True.
fresca, it sounds like
That
it's,
certainly is an
you know,
option, I guess. But
it is, but you probably don't want to do that if you're getting like a massage or, you just,
mhm.
and when you have something al fresco, it's outdoorsy and like you're outside and it always feels like there's some shrubbery near you. And,
Yeah,
agua fresca sounds very fresh.
it
And
does.
it's real cold here where I am in Denver. So this is hitting the spot, I'll tell you.
That's right. Yeah, Michaela's traveling to Denver. She has another cocktail for us coming here in just a second. But let's get this Aqua Fresca going because this is really simple. It's really delicious. It's going to be really great for parties if you want to, jazz it up with some, silver tequila or like white rum or vodka. You could do that certainly, but you want to keep this nice and clean. It's going to be good. It's going to give you some detox and it's going to go together real simple. So go ahead and grab your blender or food processor maybe, I guess, but blender would be ideal here and put in 4 cups of diced fruits and you can use anything you want. So anything that is seasonal right now would be good. One of my favorite ways to do this is you can actually just buy like the frozen like berry blend from your grocery store. Those are really cheap. Just keep them in your freezer. And then when you want to make up an agua fresca, just set one of those out to thaw out a bit and you can throw those in. So 4 cups of diced fruit, strawberries, pineapple, watermelon, mango, kiwi, whatever you want. So 4 cups of that, the juice of 1 lime, a third of a cup of sugar, roughly. Go ahead and you can change that to add or subtract depending on how sweet you might want this in particular, and you can add it, in at the end as well. And then 2 cups of water. Put all that into your blender, blend it until it is smooth as all get out. Strain it through a mesh strainer and into a pitcher, and then you're going to top that up with 2 more cups of just water. If you want a little bit more sparkly option, you could certainly use like a club soda. Topo Chico would be an excellent addition here in case of this if you wanted a sparkling agua fresca, but I'm just going straight up water. So 2 cups of water to that juice blend there, and then go ahead and throw that in your refrigerator. You want to let it sit for at least a couple of hours to kind of hang out and chill down and get those flavors married up, and then pour it over some ice, you're good to go, and garnish it however you want, mint or fruit or, lime, lemon, kind of anything you want to do. You can make like a little like bar buffet sort of thing out of this. But that is the Agua Fresca, Michaela. It's simple, it's versatile, it's easy, and it's pretty cheap to put together, especially if you go with like that frozen fruit method I was talking about.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome. I've had this before. If you want it to be a little bit more, I don't know, it's a different sweetener. You could add like agave instead or honey. I've
Mm,
seen it done with honey before, or like
yep.
even if you wanted to go extra fancy, you could create a honey syrup, but you're just going to add it
Hmm.
to water anyway, and it's going to melt in. But that adds kind of a different, I don't know, a different profile
Yeah,
around
li-
the sweetness.
yeah, a little different body. If you use agave syrup, that gets you a pretty close approximation to having some tequila in there. So especially if you're kind of wanting that flavor, agave syrup would be a good replacement there for that sugar. Now, agave and honey tend to be sweeter than just regular table sugar. So you might want to, play around with those amounts a little bit, and kind of add in taste as you go, sort of thing. So
Yeah, you may not need a whole cup. That could be a lot. That could be a
that's
lot.
right. That's right.
And definitely stickier. So to each their own. What I love about this is it's like a choose your own adventure of a mocktail drink, right? And it's still going to give you this really like effervescent, fresh fruit kind of feel. And
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
fancy. It's really beautiful. It's all the things that a mocktail should be.
That's right, absolutely. So that is our mocktail for the month. It's our last one. Let us know what you think about this one. Let us know if you had any other good mocktails this month or how you celebrated your own January. But Michaela, you've been celebrating some mocktails, of course, but you've also been celebrating some cocktails. We just mentioned you were in the Mile High city of Denver, Colorado this week, traveling for work. So have you been getting into anything exciting out there? I heard that another one of your favorite flavors was back on the menu last night. You want to tell us about that?
I do. So I've been really into this fig liqueur, right? We've talked about it a couple times on the Drink the Movies. Some of my oldest friends were looking for it and couldn't find it in the States. We tried to make it, and then we found some and we made some
Michaela
cocktails
owns
with
a
it.
fig farm somewhere. I'm positive of
I
it.
do. I do. But I think one of the things that I had never thought about, and I don't know why, was infusing fig with either gin or vodka. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had a fig teeny yesterday at an Italian restaurant, and it was fig infused vodka, which is really easy to make. So you just take some figs, you cut them up, maybe in halves or quarters. You put them in maybe a cup or two of vodka, and you let them sit for a few days in the refrigerator. And then it's going to infuse that flavor. You don't have to add any sweetness to it because it'll already be sweet enough. Because what we do to make the figtini is we take an ounce and a half of that. We add an half an ounce of Chambord or any raspberry liqueur that you would like.
Hmm.
And then you put that in a shaker with some ice, shake it up so that it's nice and cold, put it in a martini glass, and then you top that sucker up with any bubbles that you like. Now, we were an Italian restaurant at the time, so I had Prosecco on hand, and that's what I had. It's going to have this neat, like froth at the top. I don't know where that
Oh,
comes from.
okay.
I don't know if it's because some of the fig makes it, it's not like frothy as if you were to do a flip or using egg white. It's not like that, but there is like
Okay.
this neat kind of little crema that kind of sits at the top of the drink, and it's a really beautiful pink color, which of course is
Mm.
my favorite. It's really tasty, and it's super easy to make if you have the vodka done already. I think you could probably go find fig flavored vodka, and you just want to play with the sweetness that it comes with, because most flavored or infused liquors are going to have some extra sweetness in there. So you're going to want to play with that a little bit with the Chambord, because you don't want it to be too sweet. The tartness of the raspberry was really nice, and balanced really well. It was really good. I recommend it.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds delicious. We'll have to play around with some fig flavors here going forward as we're drinking our way through the Oscars. And let's see, what else do we have going on, Michaela? So we've got our box office results here for the weekend. Nothing too major here. We got The Beekeeper leading the way, $7.5 million. Mean Girls, Wonka, Migration, and Anyone But You rounding out the top five. Wonka is perilously close to crossing that $200 million threshold here in the United States. So that's exciting. Good job, Timothy Chalamet and Wonka Company there. So that's pretty good. And, this has been a lot about Oscar talks. We talked about our nominations last week. We've talked about what we've been watching so far this week. We'll probably do like a further check in here in the next couple of weeks because if you're a member of our Patreon, if you remember back to last year, we did a little featurette kind of on each of the top 10 or each of the 10 Best Picture nominees there. So we'll probably do that again, just some little snippets about those Best Picture nominees now that we've had the chance to see most of them. I'll probably start getting those out here in about a week as we're getting into about 5 weeks left before the Oscars. So we got that coming out. Last week we talked about an Oscar hopeful there and the creator in the visual and sound department Oscars there. So go check that out. This week coming up, Michaela, we are going back to a classic rom-com, classic sports movie. I don't know. Both of those. Pick your poison. Jerry Maguire this week. Were you excited about to talk about Jerry Maguire? Show me the
I
money,
am.
Michaela.
Show me the money. You had me at hello. Gosh, we're going to talk about all the one-liners that made this film. I feel like this film was so fun to watch, and it did a couple of things. It actually brought me closer to the Oscars, and there's a whole story about that you don't want to miss on the episode. But also, this was up for Best Picture, and so it's kind of neat to see when
spoiler.
Yeah, it was up for Best Picture. It didn't win, but 20 some odd years later, almost 30 some odd years later, looking at films that were thought to be the best of the time, it's kind of neat to come full circle because we're doing that the beginning of that with all of our Oscar nominations for this year, right? So in 30 years, we're going to talk about how this one film that we saw didn't win, but we still loved. I can feel it. I can feel it.
That's right. We'll be talking about Barbie and or Oppenheimer in that same sense in 30 years for sure. And speaking of Oscars, Michaela, this week coming out to your movie theaters, we've got a new release we'll talk about here in a second, but we've got a re-release, which is My Fair Lady, the 60th anniversary for that film. It's going to be back in the theaters. You're traveling. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to go see it in the movie theater, but we are definitely going to be talking about it on the episode coming up in a couple of weeks' time here. So My Fair Lady was the winner of the Best Picture. Looking forward to that. Michaela and I have a hole in our movie watching resume, and that is My Fair Lady. That's about to be rectified. Looking forward to seeing Audrey Hepburn and Rex Harrison give it their all in that one. And I'm excited, Michaela, to see everyone and the whole planet of actors out there giving it their all because the new release this week is Argylle. Who is Agent Argylle? We're going to find out. Apparently, it's Henry Cavill looking at the cast list right here, but this one is a loaded cast. It looks lots of fun. There's a cat. I don't know.
There's a
Agent
cat.
Argylle.
Yeah.
Agent Argylle. What do you think about that one, Michaela?
So here's the thing with Henry Carville or Carville. Am I saying it right? He's been everybody. Like he was Superman. He was Geralt in that show, The Witcher, right? He's known for being like he was amazing in The Tudors. If you've not seen that, that's probably that's like 15 years old or 20 years old now. But he was in that, and he was amazing in that. He's a very, very solid actor, and he's very easy on the eyes. Let's just be honest. Even with the haircut that he has in this show, he dances with some chick in a gold dress. She looks amazing. That looks great. I feel like this is going to be
Sophia Boutella.
Thank you. Yes, she has a name.
She has a name, right. Michaela.
She has a name. The dance is amazing. They're tangoing. I think it's really, really awesome. And it's very like 007 meets that gentleman movie. It has that same look and feel. And I wonder, and this is totally a conspiracy theory of mine, I wonder if it's going to tie back to those somehow.
Could do. Yeah, because this one's directed by Matthew Vaughn, who's most notable for doing the Kingsman series, but has done a lot of these kind of secret agent sort of things. That's his jam for sure. So looking forward to Argylle and all the 1,000 people in it. Catherine O'Hara, Sam Jackson, Bryan Cranston, John Cena, Bryce Dallas Howard, of course, Sophia Boutella, and Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa. Everyone is in this thing. So definitely looking forward to that. The aesthetic of it looks really fun. And I think it's going to do really well at the theater, actually. It's going to have quite a bit of landing room here. There's not a lot coming out here over the next couple of weeks as people are, trying to get the Oscar watches in, but also, trying to get out to the movie theater and have a good time. time. So let us know at home if you are making your way out to see Argylle. Let us know if Michaela and I are failures for never having seen My Fair Lady. Let us know if you also are interested in fig drinks as much as Michaela is. And let us know if you've been celebrating Mocktail Month with an Agua Fresca. So let us know all that stuff in our social medias at Drink the Movies on all the things. Go to patreon.com/Drink the Movies for more information on our upcoming Oscar watches and bonus episodes. We've got Mean Girls up for the month of January, and we'll be coming up with another fun episode for next month for everyone. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Lobby Bar, and we'll catch you next time.